Hello, this is Anthony Murray with the Unlocker Talk. Today, I want to talk to you about something very interesting. Manifestation. I want to talk to you about what manifestation is and how it works in your life. I'm so excited about it. So, we're going to break manifestation down. All right? Manifestation. Let's look at it in two words. Manifest and manifestation. So let's talk about what manifest is. To manifest really means knowing what you want. You got to see it. You got to know what you want. And it sounds easy to say that. And hold on a minute, because I want you to get this. Because knowing what you want is not always easy. Heck, sometimes I don't know what I'm going to eat for breakfast. Sometimes I get up in the morning and just not sure which way I want to go. And that's dangerous when it comes to your destiny. You got to know what it is you want, and it takes time to do that. You gotta look deep to know what you want. You gotta dive into your deepest intentions. And I remember when I had to do that. I started out, I did so many businesses. One where I was a barber, and I had to make a decision. I remember graduating high school, and my dad was like, son, you could go to college and play football, or you could have your own business. Now you're a little small and you're a good football player, but I think you have more potential in business, but it's up to you. Manifest. In that moment, I was 18 years old, and I decided what I wanted. And it took a minute, but when I made that decision, everything started happening for me. And it'll happen for you. What do you want? Not what somebody else told you. Sometimes people that love you and care about you, they really do. They give you their opinion, and because you love and respect them, you want to listen, but they can't handle you because they don't know how. So you'll end up doing what somebody else wants instead of what you want. You go through all the sacrifice for it, but you don't get the benefits. But when you really know what you want, you get both. So knowing what you want is going into your deepest intentions and saying, what do you want? Let me tell you what I did. I prayed about it. I said, Lord, I need you to speak to my heart. You have to silence the noise. What did I do? I silenced the noise. I stopped talking to people. Certain places I quit going. I shut everything down and I focused on figuring out what I want. So what do you want? I want you to think about that for a minute because it's important. Now I talked about manifestation. Manifestation is the action. That means, see, manifestation is what are you going to do? What are you going to do to get what you want? And this is difficult as well. I want to slow down for a minute because I want you to get this. You got to know what you want. You got to believe you can have it. And you got to have an action towards it. This is the foundation of manifestation. Manifestation. What are you going to do? Not what what are you going to do? I remember you got to have an action. I remember when I first started out. I started out as a youth pastor. We didn't have no money. I didn't know what a youth pastor was. I didn't know what a youth pastor was supposed to do. And I had these crazy ideas and no money and no resources. I didn't have anything. Yes, I did. I had something. I had me. You have you, and I had a word, and you can have a word. I was a youth pastor, and I just said, all right, I'm just going to come up with a day. I said, Monday nights, that's the day. It's not a lot of competition. Nobody's doing stuff. We didn't have money, so I just started making phone calls. I started calling people, telling them to come to church, and I came up with a creative name. I called it Club VFL. My daddy's name was Daddy's Church. My father's church name was Victory Family Life Church. I put Club VFL on it, called people and said, I got a club for the church. We didn't have no money, but I had an idea and I was willing to work it. So I started calling people. Then I started getting flyers. We couldn't afford those beautiful, nice graphic flyers. You remember the black and white flyers somebody typed back then? This is like 1999. I had them type the flyer up, cut the piece of paper in fours. I got a piece of paper, I put it in a printer, printed the flyer on fours. I did it, me. I got scissors and cut them into fours and start passing them out. Here's the point. If you're gonna manifest, you gotta do something. What you gonna do? Years later, God said, he spoke to me and said, I want you to start a church, call it Oasis. Had no money, bad credit, everything. But I knew this time. I said, if God did it last time because of an action, he'll do it again. See, when you have an action, it don't mean you got to be perfect. It don't mean you got to have everything lined up. You got to have you. Hold on a minute. What you going to do? I'm trying to give you this unlocking key. You got to be willing to do something. And I know so many times I felt like this, and maybe you do too. I said, I just don't have nothing but a call. And the call felt like it hurt. I don't have nothing but an idea or a dream. But I had something. I had me. What you have is you. But see, manifestation is about taking action. There's a scripture in the Bible, the book of James. James says something like this. He says, show me your faith by what you say. I'll show you my faith by what I do. Faith without works is dead. Can you imagine hearing that for the first time? It revolutionized my life. What James was saying is, he's not saying be perfect. He didn't say be religious. He didn't say count your money. He didn't say count your credit. He didn't say you got to be black, white, green, none of that. He said, you talking about it, I'm going to be about it. See, manifestation is about being about it. You got to have vision. And you got to have an action towards the vision. You have to know what you want. And you have to believe you can have it. Then you have to go after it. How do I know what I want? How do I manifest? How do I know what I want? You got to tell yourself the truth. Write this down. Letter A, you got to be honest with yourself. Sometimes what you want will offend people that don't understand. So what? Step on them. Step on them, because they'll step on you for their dream. When I say step on them, I'm saying do it anyway. You gotta really know what you want. How do you know what you want? You can't listen to people. You got to listen to you and God. And if you're fortunate enough, maybe you have a mentor. Maybe you have one person like the unlocker that can give you information. Not tell you what to do, but inspire what's already in you. See, that's what the unlocking is, for you to go for it. But you got to know it first. What do you really want? What make you happy? What turn you on? What make you smile? What would you do for nothing? What, if you had $10 billion, trillion, what would you get up every morning and get excited about doing because it's who you are? Start there. It comes naturally for you. Letter B. What comes natural for you? See, every freaking time I messed up, I'm doing stuff other people wanted me to do. And it never felt natural. Deep down, if I be honest, it never felt real. It never felt right. I was that good, just like you. You're that talented, but it didn't really fit. I made it fit. It's like taking a puzzle and stuffing a piece in and realizing it don't work. See, knowing what you want is going to give you the power to ignore the haters and the hecklers and the doubters and the challenges. Knowing what you want and being sure about it is going to give you the energy that you need to bypass all of the challenges. That's how you're going to win. And then being willing to hurt, being willing to sacrifice. I know what I did. I got me a seed. This is one of the most challenging things for people. One of the first action you do when you want to manifest is you get a seed and sow it. See, every seed produces after its own kind. I learned that joint. I learned it. I proved it. Let's go. I watched dope dealers risk going to jail, but they gave dope first. They gave people free dope. They believe in their product so much. Okay, you don't want to do the dope? Have you ever been to the grocery store, Costco's, Walmart, any of these stores, and they handing out free samples? Free samples. This is the action that they're willing to use to get what they want. They gave. And when you give money, when you take a seed, and you said, this is what I did. I took a seed. I said, God, I want something. I know what I want now. And I know it's possible for me because I saw other people have it. That's how I know it's possible for you. It's possible for you because you can look at it and see the evidence. Faith is the substance. You can see the substance and the evidence in other people's life. Your faith and your eyes can see that it's possible for you now, right? So what do? You have to activate the principle. This is the first action. You have to give. What did I do? I remember, man, I saved up $2,000 with my church. I ain't even going to tell you about the barbershop and the construction company. I saved up $2,000 with my church. I scraped the money together and I sold half of it. I took $1,000 and I sold it into it. You got to understand, you got to put it in the right environment. This is the action. I sold it into the right environment. And God began to bless what I wanted. Because I was willing to sacrifice the thing that I needed the most to make it happen, which was money. I needed money to make it happen, so I sold money. If you want God to bless you, and if you want to get the action started, you got to sow towards what you want. Don't tell me what you don't have, because you got you. Sow yourself. Sow your time, your talent, and your money, and you watch what God do. I'm going to finish this talk, but I got so much more to give you, and I'm so excited about these unlocking moments. And this is about the action of manifestation. You write it down. This is about having an action of manifestation. I'm going to give you this last point, and I'm out. Here's the point. Just do it. That's it. I'm talking to you. Just do it. If you just start, most people don't start. They talk and wait and contemplate. There's a scripture that says, if a man or a woman consider the conditions, they'll never sow. They'll never start the business. They'll never make the investment. They'll never go for their dreams. But that ain't going to be you. Me and you, we in this together. This is your winning season right now. Get a seed and you sow that seed. All the information is below. Get your seed and you sow it and you believe and you start the process with me on getting what you want. My name is Anthony Murray, and I believe that this is the season where God's going to get you everything he promised in this season. You just got unlocked. I'll see you next time.